Welcome to your number one source of trombone deaths. It's the Disenfranchised Podcast. We're that podcast all about those franchises of one, those films that fancy themselves full-fledged franchises before falling flat on their face after the first film. I'm your host, Stephen Foxworthy, and joining me today, as always, the man who puts the letter J in meta horror. It's Tucker. Hey, Tucker.
Hi, Stephen. How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I had to watch this movie twice.
How lucky are you?
I'm lucky because it finally forced me to go get a library card.
You're welcome.
And it's really unfortunate that I couldn't be on my same account as when I was a kid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I
a
think
completely
they
new
expire
one.
after a year or something. Yeah.
I had to get a new one, and that's fine. I got a little fob on my keys. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. That's
a new
nice.
thing on my keys. Everybody likes that. It
We
kind
do.
of, because these kind of went out of style, the little key thingies.
Yeah.
You don't
even
see a lot
that's
of those.
the only one you have on your
Like,
keys. That's insane
because
to me.
people just be putting their phone numbers in for all this kind of stuff. You don't need your
That's
Kroger
true.
Express card on here. You don't need your Topps card on here. You don't need any of that. You just put in your phone number. I just feel like I'm jumping back in time 15 years by having this on my
I still have
key ring.
20 of those on my key ring. So
I'll bet you do. I want to
I
see your
do.
key ring, Stephen, one day in
It's-
private.
Yeah, it's hanging up right now. Anyway, enough about that. Our third co-host, Brett Wright, and sometimes Brett, has crossed the border to the other side of town. We're hoping he makes it back safely. But in his stead, we're not alone. We've got a guest, a great guest, a guest who has not been on in far too long. You probably remember him from some of our best episodes, including but not limited to Bubba Hotep, Commando, and Follow That Bird. Welcome back to the podcast, the great Brian Keiper. Brian, welcome back.
Hey, it's great to be here. It's about time. It's been a while. I've missed you. Well, actually, I haven't, because we've been on a lot together with the Pod the Pendulum.
We have.
So it's
yeah.
nice to see you again, and it's nice
Always
to
a
actually officially meet Tucker. This
Yeah.
has been
Yes,
a
indeed.
very pleasant experience so far, but then we haven't started talking about the movie yet. So
Yeah.
Correct.
we'll see how that goes.
We've only just begun.
And of course, we are coming to the end of our Spooky-thon marathon of 2000s era remakes. And we're finishing up with the 2014 remake, sequel, sidequel, rebootquel, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And boy, howdy, we're going to get into all of that shit.
Nice.
Because holy cow. Brian, we were actually, I brought this up when we were on a recent episode of, I think it was it the 300th episode?
It was that or Predators. I'm not sure which. It was one of those.
It was one of those, but I mentioned that we were going to be covering The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and Brian's like, ooh,
I think we decided live on the air, I recall.
Yes.
And that was,
I think you're right. I think it was Predators, because I was listening to that episode the other day and I heard that entire conversation.
So anyway, tangents are fun, but it worked out. It did. Because, hey, I had forgotten much about this movie. I was like, ooh, of all the ones you mentioned, this was the one that made me go, ooh, I remember liking that.
Yeah.
We'll see if that has changed or not.
We will. Through the course of this conversation, in the fullness of time, we will come to a consensus on that point. But what is your history with the original Town That Dreaded Sundown, with the story of the Texarkana Moonlight Murders? Go nuts, man.
This is an interesting one because, back in the late 90s, it must have been, I was on a quest to see every movie referenced or mentioned in Scream.
Oh, you took mine.
A big Scream fan, are you?
Yes.
Brian, give us your complete detailed history with Wes Craven.
We
don't have time.
We do not have time for that. But hey, I put something witty in the notes, so we'll see if that comes up at some point.
I love it. I can't wait.
Okay. But yeah, that was the thing. It's like, look at this place. It looks like the town that dreaded Sundown. And Dewey says, yeah, that's about a killer in Texas, right? And so that was that. So I remember the horror section at Blockbuster Video. That was actually a decent Blockbuster video back then, because some of them were like really corporate and some of them were a little more indie. This one was a little more indie, so they had a lot of stuff. I checked out I Spit on Your Grave from there, the original, which was a surprise. I bought the original Toxic Avenger on VHS from that store.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was fun. But then I remember getting The Town That Dreaded Sundown and not really getting it, I don't think. It was just sort of like, okay, at the time. Okay, so it falls into that weird spot, like where slashers are starting to become slashers, but Halloween hasn't happened yet. Friday the 13th is still a few years off. So it's sort of like, but it's weird because like prescient, because there's something about that's very Friday the 13th part 2 about it too.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
then it's like, but I don't know. There were things that I was really uncomfortable with, the ambiguity of the ending of it and all sorts of things at the time. Now, years later, I actually quite enjoy the original a lot. I think it's an interesting movie. Yes, it's proto slasher, and when I found out that, hey, they weren't just doing bullshit like a lot of 70s movies do, and saying, hey, this is a true story, but not really a true story. It's
looking
actually
at you, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right. And about a billion other, grindhouse movies from the 70s.
Right.
But yeah, people got pissed off when the Coen brothers did it in the 90s, which I think is really funny.
That is funny.
It's like they didn't get the joke at all. But anyway, I think that I really have come to appreciate it, and part of it was because I saw like a History Channel documentary or something like that about the actual Texarkana murders, and yeah, they had some liberties, There wasn't a trombone used; she was a saxophone player, for example,
and she wasn't playing at prom either.
That's right. That's right.
There was like a Legion gig or something.
Yeah, but there was like legit elements from the real case that made it into the movie, and I thought that was kind of cool. And so I revisited the movie. I've got that on. I'm pretty sure I've got it on Blu-ray. Scream Factory, I think, put it out. So I've got.
Are there any features? Does it have any special features?
Well, if you hold on a second, I could let you know, but that would require me to go over.
I mean,
we can vamp.
I need to know, Mister. I gots to know.
Tucker is.
Okay.
He is
I gotta know, man.
Just a complete slut for special features.
The thing is like it's like I have this on VHS, but like, and I've been thinking about getting the Blu-ray, but I
would get the Blu-ray for that movie. 100%.
I kind of want to wait. I want to wait for a 4K.
I kind of do too, though.
Because
you have misplaced it.
Oh,
shit!
I'm not sure I had it. I know it's around there somewhere.
I totally believe you, dude.
I have totally broken my streak of just being able to reach over to a shelf and pull something. I was gonna say
that is your hallmark. That is your
very disappointed with myself. Sorry about that. So
I can edit this all out if you want.
Yeah, please do, because that was embarrassing.
I'm not going to.
I thought for sure I had it though.
Particularly given your track record, I
know. Well, everything should be in alphabetical order, and it's not there.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking the wrong alphabetical order.
Oh, shit. It's chronological. No, autobiographical?
He was probably looking under the instead of town, maybe.
One thing that I still take from High Fidelity, even though I don't find that film as enjoyable as I used to, is I do want to organize things autobiographically. That sounds really interesting.
That sounds
but I would need a lot of time.
Headache.
I think it's in my to be filed pile. Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
We'll forgive you this time.
There are no special features. Oh wait, there's a commentary. There's an essay about the film and real life murder, poster and still gallery, theatrical trailer, like 3 different featurettes, one with actors and an interview with the director of photography. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah, Screen Factory usually does a good job, at least with the commentaries, like, the Mario Bava set, including Black Sunday, now available on 4K, featuring a commentary from yours truly.
Oh, nice.
All right,
Really?
Wow, I worked that in. That. Okay, so
I'm glad you worked that in too, because now I'm putting that on my list right now.
Yeah, there's a standalone 4K release of Black Sunday, which is a great one. I mean, come on, if you could do a lot worse than Black Sunday from Mario Bava. Anyway.
You could also do a lot worse than commentary from Brian Keiper, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there's like 4 commentaries on there, so I'm
only going to listen to one, Brian.
One amongst giants on there. So anyway, Town of the Dreaded Sundown. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I've got the Blu-ray somewhere, but that's really embarrassing. So I do enjoy it. And when I heard later that, hey, they're going to remake it, I was like, oh boy, because this was the remake thing. But then they were talking about, you know what? But they're going to do it different because it's there's these screenings of the movie every year or something like that at Halloween, right, and in the town, and so they're going to make it a killer, like a copycat killer who is killing at the screening. That's not exactly what the movie is, but that was sort of the jumping off point, I think.
And a fantastic premise in theory.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think that, and I remember when I finally did see it, I was like, hey, all right. I think that's pretty good, to do the meta approach. And I'm kind of a sucker for the meta approach.
I was going to say, you just programmed an entire Halloween movie marathon over at Pod and Pendulum centered around meta horror. And honestly, it was the marathon of the night, as I recall.
Is New Nightmare in there?
No. Oh, I made a very specific effort not to do anything that was too obvious.
You were going for deep cuts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It ended up being deep cuts. Nice. But I think I because initially when it spun on the wheel, Mike said, so New Nightmare, Scream. I was like, I'm going to make it an effort not to use any of them. And so
I actually have your list here in front of me, Brian, if I may share it with.
Oh, shit, please do.
Okay. I mean,
I was going to say,
is this coming out before? It sort of depends on if it comes out before or after that episode, though. I think that would be.
I'm gonna save it for after we're done recording, so Just Tucker hears, and the listeners of that episode can be surprised, because I don't want to ruin it for the Pod and the Pendulum listenership. But it's a good list.
This episode is going to drop on the 23rd of October, which is a day before my birthday.
Yeah. It is. I don't know when the Pod and Pendulum marathon episode is going to drop.
I don't know for sure either. So I can give 2 of my discards. 2 things I planned to do, because I was going to do an all-nighter, so 6 movies, cut it down to 4, ended in a good spot. But at the 2 a.m. spot, I was going to put Lamberto Bava's Demons.
Okay. Honorable mention. That's a perfect honorable mention.
To get people, because people are going to be crazy at 2 in the morning. And then end it with a crowd pleaser, and this would have been the best known of all of them. I was going to end it with Cabin in the Woods and send people off into the morning light,
It is the Unforgiven of meta horror movies.
Yeah,
it truly is.
Yeah. It is. And so, anyway, you heard the discards here, folks.
There it is. That's something that we didn't get on that episode either. So
no,
that's an exclusive.
Yeah, it is.
That's an exclusive right there. That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like I have spent way too much time talking a little bit about The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
And yet I'm still absolutely captivated, Brian. So there you go. Tucker, what about you? I know, I just saw both of these, both Town That Dreaded Sundowns for the first time. Let me just check my watch here today. So I have no history with these other than that I had heard them referenced before. But Tucker, what's your deep cut history with The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
I'm so glad that you had time to watch the original, Stephen.
Me too.
I really, really am. Now, I came across this movie similar to Brian because it had to do with Scream. And it wasn't that I was looking for movies they referenced in Scream. It's just that I saw this VHS and I was like, oh, hey, I think they talk about that in Scream. And that's why I grabbed it. So kind of the same, but opposite.
There you go.
So I got it on VHS. I was probably 17 or 18. It was the Good Times version of it. And I watched it, and I'd never seen anything like it because for me, especially at that age, it was like the acting wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. So it kind of gave it that kind of documentary feel because it was almost hyper realistic because of the inexperience, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I always really, really loved that movie. And then when I heard that the new one was coming out, I was very excited about it. And I did see it as soon as I was able to. I think I probably watched it on streaming. I think it hit Prime pretty soon after it came out because it was kind of direct to video.
Direct. It was pretty much VOD. It got a very limited theatrical run and then was pretty much right off to VOD.
And I didn't hate it. I think I was just kind of looking through rose-colored glasses because The Town That Dreaded Sundown was something that I've enjoyed since I was a teenager, but I don't really come across many people who have seen it.
Right.
So for something like this to come out, it's like, oh, that's for me and like a couple other people. It didn't feel like something that everyone was watching. So I did appreciate that aspect of it, but I watched it on Monday, and since then I forgot everything that happened in it, so much so that I had to watch it again right before this podcast.
You did.
It's not like, and this was kind of my initial take on it, was like, it's not bad, but like it's just not that good. So I forgot about it then, and then I forgot about it a week ago. And I'm trying so desperately to grasp, just like hold on to the memories I have of it from a couple hours ago when I started it.
I should mention before I get too deep, because I haven't done this yet, and I usually do this right after I mention the name of the film. This film is written by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, directed by Alfonso Gomez Rejon, and starring Addison Timlin, Travis Tope, Veronica Cartwright, Gary Cole, Joshua Leonard, Edward Herman, the great Edward Herman, Anthony Anderson, the great Ed Lauder, Arabella Field, Dennis O'Hare, Spencer Treat Clark. What a cast. And yeah, I'll say it. What a picture.
And you missed saying the great Gary Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
That's Mike Brady for a generation, Stephen.
Well, for me, he's, obviously.
Lumberg.
Well, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we as we record this the day after National Bosses Day.
I kind of feel like
things I don't know or pay attention to.
Well, it's because you're outside of corporate America, Brian.
Oh. I have a boss, though. I've got like a billion bosses, technically.
I was going to say, you've got too many bosses, and that's the problem.
That's it.
You're still in education, so I know how many bosses you've got, and it's too many.
Yeah. Less than when I was working in the church, it feels like, though.
Oh, my God. Yes, 100%.
Anyway, that's a different story because we will be talking about religion in this episode, I'm afraid.
It's going to happen. Edward Herman plays the pastor. It's going to happen. I do love that Dennis O'Hare, who is an actor I legitimately enjoy, plays Charles Pierce Jr. And then Charles Pierce Jr. is in this movie as Man in Diner, which I
Nice.
also love. So he's got a little cameo in this
I missed that.
Yeah.
I
don't know that
think
he's got lines or anything, but he's just like, a guy sitting in the diner.
I think that was probably my favorite sequence in this movie, was kind of at the end of the second act when they go to visit him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're throwing you all kinds of curveballs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really exciting because it really feels like they're figuring shit out, and then the third act starts and it sucks again. I mean, there's that. It's like if I could just bottle that 10 minutes of this movie and somehow make the rest of the movie like that,
Sure.
it'd be so good.
Well, I like there are things that I like throughout the film. Most of them do not involve the main protagonists, though.
Correct.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
It's mostly all the character actors and sides things that are going on. I think,
all the cop shit I love.
Anthony Anderson's great. I think he's a lot of fun. I love Gary Cole, of course.
Of course.
However, there are things, it's too early to talk about the reveal, but when that happened, I was like, who?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I feel like that's why they explain it to you.
Yeah.
And they do very well, because
and
when they were done, I was like, oh, yeah.
It's
even on the second, even on my second
and
viewing,
I like this movie. So,
yeah.
I
will say the ending is for me the weakest part of this film, and we will get there.
It is. We'll
get
it's
to that. So bad.
We'll get to that.
Oh, you go, Wolf.
I do think, speaking of the cast and some of the really talented people in this cast, I do think, though, like Anthony Anderson, Veronica Cartwright, Edward Herrmann, Gary Cole, all those people, they're doing great, but they still don't really have a lot to work with. I don't think.
The script
is kind of unfortunate.
The script is not as solid as you would want it to be, which is a shame because honestly, the meta angle of it is so well executed, but it's just the bare bones basic story beats that are so like plotting. And it's such a bizarre, because again, to be able to craft the meta narrative so well, but to fail on just a basic character level is, I will just say, disappointing.
And I think it's kind of the opposite vibe from the original too, because something I really, really dug about the original is that the violence is horrible. It's quick. And the rest of the movie is just like the things that are happening around it. Some of it's silly. Some of it's just like normal, regular shit. I really like that the first one it's just kind of aimless outside of the fact that there is a killer around. And when there is a kill and breaks that up, I don't know. There's something special about the original. And I think this one kind of does the opposite of that, to where it focuses more on the killing and the killer and the victims, as opposed to developing these characters into people we at least understand and empathize with,
I do wish, especially the scenes with the with all of these great character actors were fleshed out a bit more. I mean, there are some. Gary Cole has a has a nice moment.
One or two.
During his death scene is
I was going to say, he's having a very nice moment right up until that bullet goes through his eye, really.
And
one would argue he might be having the best moment of anyone in this movie.
Yeah, and then there's like, the second kill is just kind of its own little vignette. It's almost like it's just this little short film early on in the movie, and I think that's really well executed, so to speak. And it's, I don't know,
I see what you did there.
And I don't know, I had a good time with a lot of things. And when it came to things like, okay, dig more into like the church and stuff, it's like, give us a little bit more with that, and and I don't need as much of the hot young protagonists. I mean, and
Right.
they're a little
I mean,
bit,
that is what these remakes kind of did, though, is they focused on kind of the young hot protagonists when and kind of eschewed a lot of the things that made the originals as potent as they were. I mean, there are still elements in this that, as a guy who had just seen the original like 10 minutes before, was having a great time, like spotting all the parallels and things. And again, the meta elements of this are so well done. The parallels between the killings in the original film and the killings in this. The copycat nature of it. I liked the subversions and the twists, like the fact that the trombone player, it was a couple of young gay kids. Like, I thought that was a really nice subversion of kind of the basics that you would expect from this genre. Like, there was some really fun stuff going on in this movie.
I think it's the potential of this film that is disappointing, really, because there's a lot of really cool shit going on, like even very subtle stuff, like you were talking about Gary Cole, but right before he gets shot. I really love that you kind of think that it might be him, and so when he reaches for his beer, his gun is there. And so like, you think he's going for the gun, like, oh, it is him, holy shit. But then he just goes for his beer. There's so many little things, so many little things in this film that are so rad, but it doesn't work as a whole. Like, the connections between all those rad things,
it doesn't
are not great. I think that's what makes me not like the film so much, is because it frustrates me so much, because there is so much cool shit in it, but it doesn't amount to anything.
Right.
I don't know. It's frustrating. It's just so frustrating. I want to like this movie so bad. I really do.
And I think, while the film may not equal the sum of its parts, I feel like the sum of its parts stand on their own well enough to kind of prop up the rest of it, in my mind. Like, I really dig, like, I love that we have Edward Herrmann. I hate that he is kind of wasted in this. Like, they don't give him nearly as much to do. In another version of this, we would be focusing a lot more on the religious angle, the kind of the religious pushback against his whole spiel at the beginning. People died. This is not, this is a godless film that we are watching, and the kind of some of the different impacts that this legacy has had on the town through the eyes of people like Reverend Joe Cartwright, I think would have been really valuable and really something that could have given this film a little extra punch.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's a lot of like little religious clues tapped into this movie. I wrote down a bunch of them.
Oh, please.
Obviously you have the woman in the field who's crucified.
Right.
Then the trombone kill, he's knocked out in front of a sign that it's like different letters put together, and it says atone.
Oh, and there's one that says legacy behind him in the last spot, which the last shot, which I thought was a little much, but I did appreciate it the first time.
Sure. And then, like part of the manifesto of the Phantom Killer that she finds says, I am the soul of Texarkana. I am the reckoning foretold. Like there's a prophecy coming. And the idea of Mary McCready saying on her deathbed, apparently, I'm going to make Texarkana pay for its sins. And those kinds of things I thought were, it's like there's this undercurrent of this, idea of, you have these pearl clutching evangelicals on one end, and then you've got the killer who thinks he's the avenging angel, almost on a like frailty level of things. And it's just not explored as much as I personally would like,
No,
because
people like you and I, Brian, would really.
Part of it is I'm really into that kind of thing.
100%.
Yeah. So, but I did latch onto those things while watching the movie and was like, ooh, nice. Stuff like that. But
yeah. And again, so it all feels like just in service of setting up Edward Herrmann's Joe Cartwright as a red herring.
Yeah. which is too bad. Because again, and again, I keep on trying to reiterate that I do actually enjoy this movie overall, kind of warts and all. And I think the philosophy of paper is cheaper than film is a good one. Really get your script right, before you put it in front of the camera. So it almost feels like rushed, like it could have used another draft to really make those things pop. But I'm not Jason Blum. I wasn't hiring the screenwriter.
Or Ryan Murphy, for that matter.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a trip.
I was going to say, and this has got, Dennis O'Hare is a Ryan Murphy guy. He's in several seasons of American Horror Story.
That's right. Yeah.
He's also one of my favorite roles in the Broadway revival of Assassins. That has nothing to do with Brian Murphy. It's just a reason why I love Dennis O'Hare.
What does he play in that? I love Assassins.
Charles Guiteau.
Oh, fantastic.
I am going to the Lordy. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine played John Wilkes Booth in that.
Hey, wait, that's the guy who shot Andrew Garfield, isn't it? Charlie Guiteau.
Yeah.
Guiteau.
Or was it McKinley? Yeah.
Oh, no, it was Garfield.
You're right.
Garfield.
Because there's that song about it.
Shulgosh was.
Shulgosh is McKinley. That's
McKinley,
right.
Yeah.
And then I would love to play Samuel Beck in that show, like the Santa Claus dressed Nixon would be assassin. That's who I would want to play in that show. I'd just make a meal out of those monologues, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Assassins is a great show. Not why we're here, but great show. We'll just take a sidebar to talk about how great it is. It's great.
I think the first thing I remember Dennis O'Hare from was True Blood, as I recall.
Probably same. Yeah. Probably same. And then he really stands out in American Horror Story, those first couple seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's a great actor, and I when he popped up in this, I just was very excited to see him.
And one of the things I like about it is they did pepper him in to the crowd scenes and stuff earlier in the film, even before, way before his big scene. So it's not like Mrs. Voorhees suddenly appearing, and it's like, oh, that's the killer, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
so he does have the sense that he could be a red herring in this too, and. Yeah, they plant a lot of red herrings, but
I feel like all the red herrings are more interesting than the reveal we inevitably get.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's the big problem. Any of those red herrings would have made a much better, a much more satisfying conclusion than what we finally got.
The journey is much more interesting than the destination on this one.
And I think that I put that in my Letterboxd review. Like, this is a journey over destination kind of movie, because the journey, it's not until we get to the destination that I stop having fun. Because up until the end, I'm having a great time with this movie. Like, I'm digging the meta angles. I'm having a lot of fun. Like, there are elements wherein this is an absolute remake. There are elements where this is an absolute meta sequel, where it's not a direct sequel to the movie itself, but it's a sequel to the town that the movie was based on. It's got these kind of bizarre elements to it. And then you get to the end and you're just kind of like, oh, like I'm vibing with all of it until we get right up to that end point. And I'm like, okay,
sure.
Such a great idea. Such a great idea.
Another thing that I think is really funny is the town hall at the beginning. Those of us on the Texas side will never show this movie again, or on the Arkansas side. And it's just, and then the old guy that gets up is like, why don't you tear down that GD statue of Jim Bowie? He's got that GD knife.
Ain't he holding that knife? Yeah. Oh my God.
I like the GD guy. Hilarious. That guy I like.
And Brian is not editorializing to keep from blaspheming. The guy actually says GD because, again, this takes place in Texas.
That's what's funny.
That's right.
That's the joke.
And that, I think, is why the lack of the religious angle is so pointed. Is we're in fucking Texas 2 years before Donald Trump is elected president for the first time. Like, this is a part of the country that is kind of metastasized in its religious fervor at this point. And for that not to come up at all feels like a completely missed opportunity, like a complete waste. Sorry for bringing the podcast down, guys. My bad.
Oh, well, man. I think there's something. I think the most poignant thing that Edward Herrmann gets to do is that scene where they're like going to come and arrest him. And he says, you know, he essentially says, it's kind of good for us that the Phantom's killing people because people are coming to church again and people are, and again, it's like, do more with that. Do more with that.
I was going to
That's
say,
the frustrating thing.
I need at least 10 more minutes extrapolating on just that idea. Show me the people coming in droves. Don't tell me, fucking show me. Show me that he's feeling like value and worth for the first time in years.
And I
like,
think
give me that.
And I think that's one of the problems that hamstrings this movie is I'd probably budget, you know, because you can show that with a little bit bigger budget. You can hire more extras. You can, you know, things like that. You know, unless they use the same people over and over again and you just don't notice. But
which may happen. Who knows?
You could do that. You could pull it off.
Yeah. So I think that's part of the issue.
And you also got to pay Ed Herrmann for a few more days to get those shots too. And at this point, Ed, I mean, it's one of his final films, but he's a fucking legend. He's Edward Herrmann. Like, come on.
Absolutely. The Lost Boys.
Yes. I'm not coming in until you invite me. God, he's so good.
He's great, yeah.
I need to rewatch The Lost Boys. I really do.
You do.
What I do think is interesting that, you know, I have a rather contentious relationship with true crime. And I think the interesting idea behind all this, even more, I mean, it's just the effect that this happened in the first place in this town, this horrible crime, and then that it was fictionalized and put out into the world. And so this little tiny town is made famous because of this horrible crime that happened in its past, and that is then constantly reminded of this. And people, it's a cult film, so it's not like, you know, a massive blockbuster kind of thing, but still, I mean, cult movie people are interesting people.
They're a special breed for sure.
They are a special breed indeed. We are a special breed indeed.
There you go.
And so, you know, you have this idea of, you know, people just coming to this town to see where the killing happened.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, this must be where so-and-so got, you know, sliced up by the trombone, even though that didn't really happen. But, you know, things like that. And I think that's, I can imagine. So like I said, I'm trying to I'm got to coalesce this thought a little bit here. So the contentious relationship with true crime is this idea of, I don't want to exploit the victims, you know, the people that are hurting, the effect this had on this town. But at the same time, it's very fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is because like that's even something that speaking of Ryan Murphy, after I finished watching the Ed Gein series on Netflix,
I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, but there's one
man.
There's one scene I particularly did like in it. As messy as that is, I think Paul Schrader, God bless him, thought it was brilliant. But you know, hey,
I mean, look,
Paul Schrader got interesting tastes. Let's put it that way.
Even a stop clock is right twice a day, Brian. This just wasn't one of those times.
Right. But there's a part where it's like Anthony Perkins is imagining that he's witnessing Ed Gein, like upholstering one of his chairs.
Right.
And Anthony Perkins, you know, is in his mind saying to Ed Gein, you can't do this. You can't show this stuff. This is bad for society. And Ed Gein says to him, well, you're the one that can't look away.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, how I feel about true crime in a lot of ways. We get like because I mean, the level of accuracy that is in that series is nil.
Right.
There is so little.
Really, the
so
only
little
thing
that
they
is
really
true to
tried
life.
to get right is the Ed Gein voice. It feels like the only thing they tried to get right in this entire
pretty much. So, but I think for better or worse, people are going to think, oh, that's the real story. And, Alfred Hitchcock had the people set up this replica of Ed Gein's house to tour, which is bullshit. I mean, all
100%.
kinds of things that, and then there's all that kind of stuff going on. But at the same time, and I kind of live in true crime town in the Pacific Northwest here. Because, I mean, Anne Rule is sort of like the mother of modern true crime, and she was local. We had, Ted Bundy, Gary Ridgway, you name it. There were lots of people up here. And so what
are you trying to tell us, Brian?
I actually worked at a church with the guy that with Dave Reichert, who was the main investigator on the Green River Killer case.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's sort of like part of, I remember the 80s very well being like, this is really scary because who is this guy or person?
Right.
There was no idea. And who was he going to get, And so there's sort of this weird, but my wife's aunt went to school with Ted Bundy, went to high school with Ted Bundy. I mean, this is, yeah. Okay. So this is just like, so this is a bigger town. This greater area is larger than Texarkana.
Right.
But, you can see the effect that these things can have on a place. Right. And you just kind of can never really escape the nightmare of it. And I think that is, but at the same time, it's like, we still are watching the movies and we're still, Ryan Murphy has made a cottage industry off this stuff. Let's face it.
100%. He has, I mean, that's kind of what Jordan Peele is, to reinvoke Jordan Peele. That's kind of what he's exploring with Nope. In a lot of ways, is that kind of like, to what extent do we look into the horror? To what extent should we look into the horror? My partner actually just finished writing a novel on this topic that is out now, where it's about like a group of people filming a reality TV trying to retrace the steps of the Donner Party.
There you go.
And it's that kind of same, like, again, that's one of those great American tragedies that fucking everybody writes about and everyone knows about. Right. But like, to what extent should we just let those souls rest? Right. Like, let the horror that they endured alone. Right. I wish this movie interrogated that a little more, because I think that's such a rich well to mine that not enough people have mined.
Yeah. I think that, interestingly enough, I feel like Wes Craven actually in his 4 Scream movies did quite a lot with that. Absolutely. Though it was just kind of just getting really going at that time. When by the time Scream 4 came out in 2011, I mean, it's not
which
that
is of course prescient.
There's been true crime forever, but I mean,
Cold Blood comes out in 78, and even that wasn't new.
Right, but this sort of modern version of it that we're experiencing now, where you have, your internet sleuths and you have your people that are insisting that they know the answer. They got it. They got it nailed. No one else has been able to figure it out, but we got it figured out. I think that's kind of the world we're living in now. And oh man, I feel like the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy tried to discuss the effects that a tragedy has on a small town, and
not just
sort of ultimately shit the bed on it. I mean, and I actually kind of like those movies too, not as much. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle on those.
I liked him right up to the end of the second one, honestly, and that I kind of tapped out at that point because that was hard. That was hard for me.
Yeah, I think it's trying to interrogate it, but it doesn't fully get there either. And that's part of the frustration with, I think, that we're all sort of talking about what varying levels of enjoyment of the film is that it gets so close. You know, it has these great ideas, but it just doesn't quite dig into them enough.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. That is definitely that's I think the biggest fault of this movie is that it sets up all these really interesting premises and doesn't do its due diligence in actually exploring them. It's just like mentioning them is enough. Making you think about them for a few seconds is enough, and that's just not what we need out of a movie like this.
Yeah.
Well, and it feels half baked. You know,
Sure.
I think if they'd spent a little more time on the script, this would have been fantastic because, like you said, there is so much good stuff there. But it's again frustrating. I will say it's frustrating.
One of the things that stood out to me watching it, especially the first time this week, because I watched it earlier in the week on Tubi, and I thought, okay, this has some really weird directorial choices.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, there are like enough Dutch angles in this movie to make Carol Reed blush, right? Little Third Man reference for you there.
Love that. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah. You and like two other people are going to get that reference.
Those are my people.
All right, sounds good. But there is a lot of that, which is sort of strange for a movie, especially one like Tucker you were talking about, when the original was so documentary like.
It's very grounded.
Yeah, and this one just takes that complete opposite direction. It's not. I chose the word stylized, I think, rather than stylish. You know, stylized it's sort of affected. It's like an affectation. It's not like it's stylish. I think, Martin Scorsese or something like that. This is like stylized. It's like, hey, we're gonna make this look crooked and that'll be cool. And then
well, and it's almost like he has one trick and he's going to use it because it's the one trick he knows. It's like when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When when the only angle you know is a Dutch angle, you put everything at a fucking Dutch angle.
And some of the compositions are very odd. Like there's this shot of Anthony Anderson sitting at the table, when he's first come to town, and there's like a whole line of officers behind him, and they're like framing his head, and it looks very like affected, like an affectation. It's like it doesn't feel natural. It feels like, okay, you stand exactly there, hit your mark. And so it's kind of weird for this movie.
Because this is not a Wes Anderson film. Like,
no.
I'm not expecting every frame to look like a composite or like a portrait of something, like I am when I'm seeing a Wes Anderson movie. I'm watching a fucking remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Right.
And this movie can't decide what it wants to be.
No.
At all. And that's a little frustrating too. Like, even like visually, you were talking about the cinematography, but also like it can't figure out what time it wants to be in. Everybody dresses like it's the 70s and all the cars are from the 70s.
Yes.
But then when we need something modern, it's there. Otherwise, we're in the fucking 70s.
The drive-in scene, I was like, how is this 2013? Because Spencer Treat Clark is dressed like a guy from the 70s. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
Feathered hair and shit. Like,
when she goes and meets the boyfriend at the soldier coming home, I actually thought that was like a flashback the first time I watched it, because of how she was dressed and the sort of old-fashioned,
that's not a modern military uniform that he's wearing.
Exactly. It's like this old 1960s returning from Vietnam style dress greens or whatever. I don't even know what the official terminology would be, so apologies.
Don't worry, they're both out of those costumes very quickly.
They are. They are. They're doing like porn star moves.
That's one of the moments where I remembered that Ryan Murphy was part of this.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
I was like, oh 100%. Yeah, this is really explicit and like
needlessly so. Yeah.
So what I watched it
prude,
this
I'm just saying.
Right. Well, I know what you're saying, but when I watched it this time, I rewound it just to look and see what the timestamp was. It was like, no, it's
for the timestamp.
Yeah. So anyway, that said, I think when she jumps out the window and breaks her leg, I cringe because that's that's pretty intense.
I was going to say I would say probably the most brutal this movie gets. I mean, and this is a brutal movie compared to the original. And the first one is brutal as well. Particularly by late 70s standards, that's pretty brutal. But like this movie is brutal. And I mean, but of course, then again, and our mutual shared friend Ari would probably be very quick to comment on. I mean, this is coming out of the Millennial Nasties era of these remakes, starting with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like that brutality.
Well, even the Dark Castle stuff,
right. Yeah, it was all kind of baked into that shit, right? So, like that level of brutality at this point is almost expected. Like I thought when I saw the very gratuitous porn star sex scene in this movie, I was reminded honestly of the 2009 remake of My Bloody Valentine, where you get that woman just like running through a hotel parking lot, just completely naked for 10 straight minutes.
It's funny because these things seem to go in cycles because we're now in a very chaste period. Of
so
film.
British, yeah.
It's it's sort of coming out of that a little bit. Sorry. No pun intended there. But it is
we're pulling out of it, I think is what you
there you go.
Right. Coming out on which area specifically, Brian?
Well,
anyway. So anyway, but it feels like the 2020s were just so people just like, oh my gosh, like people freaking out about sex scenes in movies and like Oppenheimer. It's like that was so unnecessary. It's like that is like psychologically extremely important to that sequence, in my opinion. And
you're right.
And so I was like, what are you it's like I felt so people saying that I felt so violated.
What?
It's an R-rated movie. It says on there what is in it.
It's just not a fucking Russ Meyer film, people.
That's right.
No one's being exploited here. Like, oh God.
Yeah. My gosh. And then, I remember going to see Infinity Pool after there had been some big to-do about
I still need to see that
about sex scenes in movies. And I said, I wrote, I fully realize what I'm getting into and I give my consent when I bought the ticket for whatever I'm going to see. I mean, it's just
do at least some due diligence, people.
Silly.
Come on.
It's to me, it's just silly. And so anyway, I mean, stop clutching those pearls, folks. Sex is awesome. Anyway.
You heard it here first, folks. There's a pull quote, Brian.
There you go. So I just want to
Brian Keiper bloody disgusting.
There you go.
I do.
But what that earlier era, the Nasties era and stuff like that. I love that term, so I've been taking to using it quite a lot.
It's the perfect term, and Ari is a genius. Ari, we love you. Please come back ASAP. I know you're busy. I know you're working on shit, but we miss you. Come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, but that was not prudish. That period there was plenty of nudity and sex and yay, and you had Jessica Biel in that. My favorite thing about the Texas Chainsaw remake is Jessica Biel's costume. I'm sorry, I don't like that movie.
You're a red-blooded American male, Brian. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay, I keep on stepping on what Tucker's about to say. So Tucker, don't let me interrupt you.
I don't even remember what I was going to say, but
we're talking about sex, and I think you were going to say that you also think sex is awesome.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally awesome. But when it comes to sex scenes in films, like I say, I'm no prude. But if it's something that doesn't serve the story or even really fits the tone of what we've had so far, it's just boring and
Sure.
like I'm not invested in it.
I
I don't
think
know.
that in that particular case, I think it adds sort of an over the top campy element, which almost makes me think, is this, which is very Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
Which I appreciate, but like
Sure.
it's just.
But I also wonder if the movie's almost trying to be something of a self-parody at times, but then pulls back from that too.
Which I think is a cowardly, quite frankly. If you're
Yeah,
gonna be a self-parody, lean fucking into it. And there are times when
yeah.
this movie
And it doesn't really.
tiptoes into leaning into it, but doesn't quite fully tilt.
And I don't think
Right.
that it should either,
Right.
because I think this works much better as a straightforward
Mhm.
story, a grounded,
Yeah.
to an extent, story.
Right.
Like this silliness is just, it's too much. It doesn't fit the tone for me.
I mean, the original has its elements of silliness, like the whole spark plug going undercover thing is kind
That
of
feels more
inherently
real though. Like that feels more like something that would have happened, you know?
Sure. But I mean, it's still, again, it's played. We cannot deny that as real as it feels, it's still kind of played for laughs. And again,
Sure.
as someone who has done comedy is in the truth of the thing. If you play the truth, you play the comedy. But there's nothing in this that feels inherently comedic in that same way without, again, trying to just kind of be a little campy, a little 70s, a little over the top.
Right. I think it's why I don't like the Psycho remake. Because it does some of that same kind of stuff. I mean,
right.
It's like, is it modern set or is it in the 70s? Because judging by the wardrobe, that movie takes place in the 70s.
Right.
And I mean, I just trying to figure out what this movie or that movie. I like this movie a lot better than that movie, I'll say. But I just don't get it. It's like, what is it trying to be? Sometimes is confusing to me. So I understand. Let's just say, Tucker, I understand your frustrations, but I think I just go along for the ride a little bit more.
That's kind of where I'm.
And I also don't have the same connection to the original that you do.
Yeah,
you know,
I will admit I'm a little precious about the original, and
no, I understand that.
There's probably a better movie here than I will give it credit for, but like like the original was one of the foundations in me becoming a fan of just film in general. Like I was ripe for the picking, like 16, 17 years old. It was
I gotcha.
It was a formative time for me, and I've always kind of been precious about it. So, yeah.
Well, this is the original Town That Dreaded Sundown is sort of like that's a movie that's a discovery. You know what I mean? It's
now.
Not,
yes.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh, this is a movie that everybody talks about. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Friday the 13th. It's Halloween. No, you are finding something that just not as many people know about. And when you find it and you love it, it's like, this is a treasure. And I'm going to hold on to this because it's something that's really, really special. And only a few of us really know that to be true, you know? And I think that, so I completely understand where you're coming from.
For all of that, though, the tail of influence on it is incredibly long. Like, even as immediate as 78, with a character being named Loomis, to Friday the 13th Part 2 with the Baghead Jason aesthetic being a carbon copy of the Phantom in this film. Like the way that it so incredibly influences slasher movies. I mean, that initial kill is like something that probably inspired the Zodiac on some level. Like, it's very similar to like a couple kills in the movie, in the David Fincher film. Like the tail on that thing is long.
That's something that I don't know if I'm just crazy or maybe other people have noticed it, but one of the reasons I like David Fincher's Zodiac so much is because in some parts it does feel a lot like The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah. No,
I agree.
I get
it.
I totally
so much of it in there.
When I saw Zodiac the first time, I was like, well, and I knew something about the Zodiac Killer as well, but I mean, there's so much in this. It's like the mask and the Lover's Lane stuff, all that, and the gun being a weapon, even is just, it's not the same as other slashers. Because I mean, slashers, and we think of serial killers as being knife people, I guess. But not always.
Right.
Some of them are gun people for sure.
Yeah, Son of Sam is probably the most famous one, along with the Zodiac. But it's like and Eileen Wuornos, she was a gun person.
Yep, she sure was.
Anyway, speaking of true crime,
right?
So,
but like I'm trying to think of when the Zodiac Killer was kind of doing his thing,
68.
and it would have. Okay, so it would have been. I mean,
was the beginning of it, I believe. Yeah,
probably before. So before this movie, but like after these crimes had taken place. So
it happened in the 40s. So yeah,
right. Yeah, the movie's set in the 40s. The original's got the great Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells.
Oh, that's right.
Who's like high build but barely in the thing. She's in it for all of like 10 minutes tops.
Sure.
But like very high build on the. I agree. She's wonderful. Love Dawn Wells. Not a bad word to say.
Girl, me too.
I really do need to revisit the original. I mean, since I have the Blu-ray
somewhere.
Once you find it, definitely check it out.
and by the way, I watched this on Hoopla. Speaking of libraries,
hey.
So, and they had the original on there as well. So, if all else fails, I can at least watch it on Hoopla.
It's on Amazon, which we have, and I my partner's never seen it, so I kind of want to rewatch the original. Yeah, the original's on Hoopla. I kind of want to rewatch it with her just to kind of just be like, what do you think of this? Like, this is fun, and I unabashedly love the 70s. It's my favorite decade.
Oh, sure.
Film.
Yeah,
and so this just fits so perfectly into everything I love about 70s cinema, like the original does.
Oh yeah.
Well, the original has such an early indie film vibe too.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like it. I really like that first movie.
It looks like it was shot on 16 and grainy.
The narration, just feed me that narration in an IV all day, every day.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously it has big influence from Texas Chainsaw, but what didn't in horror in in the mid 70s?
It was a seismic shift in like between that and Craven's Last House on the Left. Like you've got these two relatively huge seismic shifts in what horror would become for the rest of the decade, and it's really and the original Town That Dreaded Sundown kind of embodies all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say the director of this film, or the original film, I should say, Charles B. Pierce, a resident of one of the great little suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, Hammond, Indiana.
Oh, word?
Yeah, born in Hammond, Indiana in 1938. So there you go.
He's also responsible for Boggy Creek. You guys see
that
episode of Mystery Science Theater? I have.
I did. I mean, he directed Boggy Creek too, and The Legend Continues.
Well, and the original, yeah.
Right. And co-wrote the Clint Eastwood film Sudden Impact, the Dirty Harry film. So
that's the fourth?
That's the that's
fourth Dirty Harry.
Lethal Enforcers, and the Deadpool's the last one.
Yes, that's the one with
Jim Carrey in it.
Yeah.
Hey, we were just talking about that at the antique store, Steven.
We saw Tucker and I saw that at a vintage store on VHS, and Tucker was like, "That's the one where Jim Carrey plays a glam metal singer and gets nerfed."
Oh, he's hilarious too, for like 20 seconds.
Dirty Harry brings us all the way back to Zodiac, so there you go.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, because he's. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it is. It's all connected. I love it. I love this for us. I love that we've gotten here. Is it time to talk about the ending and how unsatisfying it is? Yeah. We're an hour in. We might as well get into it.
Why are they just like? It's like they're doing their own thing for the longest time, and then they get to the ending, and they're like, "Oh wait, we're meta. Scream. We're meta, so let's just do a Scream ending."
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just do a Scream.
At a certain point, after her grandma dies, it's just like the ending of Scream 2 or
Scream 4.
Maybe
Scream
4.
4.
Yeah.
Very much. I get a lot of Scream 4, but particularly with the Spencer Tree Clark of it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also in 4, like she
Anthony
straight up
Anderson's in that
kills
one,
him on purpose.
Right.
Like, so it's the same as Homeboy shooting the kid in the head, like getting rid of the partner. That was in 4. So yeah, just it was too. It felt too easy.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
It felt lazy, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not easy, lazy.
And frankly, he leans his head down for her to take the hood off.
Yeah.
And she removes it and says, Parker. I literally had to look up on Letterboxd who that was. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about.
His name is Foster.
Foster, that's right.
Really just proving your own point, frankly.
I did. I really, really did. However, played by Joshua Leonard. So
who's great. I love Joshua Leonard, but I had to look up other things that he'd done because I did not recognize him in this movie at all.
I know. Well, the thing is, I had just watched Depraved for an article I wrote, and so he's very prominent in that movie, and then of course Blair Witch, but
right,
we little movie,
go figure,
yeah, and then the first time I watched this, I was like, the other guy takes his hood off, and I'm like, well, who the hell is that? And it was like,
I recognized it immediately.
It wasn't until the second time watching it that I realized, it's her boyfriend from the.
It's the boyfriend from the beginning, right?
And it's like, okay, it was just sort of, I don't know.
No, I'm right there with you. It's so completely. And again, it feels like a Scream ending because you're like, hey, you're a character that died earlier. What are you still doing alive? Which feels like a very Scream because that's what we do in the first Scream.
Being that they did it at the very beginning of the movie. Not 2 scenes earlier.
Right. I'm making jerk off motions with my hand right now because that is how I feel about that ending. I'm explaining for the listener at home.
It just totally lets the air out of it. Completely.
It does.
And the thing is, I think the build, I disagree with Tucker on this guy. I kind of like the build up to that, because, she's in the convenience store and, the bait, those little close ups on the worms are really creepy. And
really unsettling. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then, the mom's dead or the grandma, I guess. And then
mom's been dead since before the beginning of the movie, Brian.
That's yes. You're
her parents died in a car accident. Sorry, I'm being flippant.
Yes, you are, but that's okay. I deserve to be flippant too sometimes. Okay, so but I mean, but then the boyfriend, cut up and the train tracks and stuff. Is
also
sort of
disturbing,
disturbing and a memorial to what happened to Hank. Senior, I have trouble following.
Yes, Hank McCready, the original Hank McCready. Yes,
Hank McCready won. And the thing is, in the scene where, because basically, Dennis O'Hare explains the whole thing in his scene.
Yeah.
And then that's what it turns out to be.
His entire scene is just the exposition dump to get you to the end of the movie, so that it makes sense.
Yeah, really. And the thing is, because it's like, okay. All right. So, and the thing is, and it's like, oh, he was right. It's almost disappointing. It is disappointing that he was right.
The issue is that she believes it as soon as he says it. And that's just the foregone conclusion that that's what happened until the end of the movie where that's borne out to be true.
Well, the thing is, I don't even remember Foster from earlier in the movie. He's just one of the other cops, right?
Yep.
He's the cop that is outside her house all the time. The one that she brings the coffee to, that's apparently a friend of hers somehow.
I
question
should
mark.
Know that I should know that, but I just don't.
Nope.
I don't know. I didn't latch onto that at all because I'm thinking cops. I'm thinking Gary Cole's character mostly, and then Anthony Anderson. Is the Texas Ranger. Those
even
are the
Ed
cops
Lauder more than Josh Leonard. Honestly,
right?
The great Ed Lauder.
Yeah,
and that's why I said it was so easy. This ending was too easy, because they're the two characters that we've spent the least amount of time with.
Yeah,
they're the two characters that we don't even notice, really.
Yeah.
And that's just lazy. It's lazy, especially when you spend so much time building up these other red herrings, and just to have it to be the two guys we spent the least amount of time with.
Yeah,
cool.
It's like a fucking Scooby-Doo unmasking, honestly.
It does. It totally.
Cool.
Oh man, it's like, and I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for you meddling kids.
Like, who is this guy?
However, I do have to give our protagonist props for using microfiche.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Now, the research scene is great. It's classic research scene. It's dusty
everything
archives.
You want out of a research scene.
Do you know how to use the microfiche?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. Okay, that's all I need in a movie. Is a good research scene with dusty books and microfiche. And the
only thing that could have made it better is if Zelda Rubinstein had been the one that gave her the fucking microfiche.
Right.
And see our previous episode on Behind the Mask.
Hey. Microfiche.
Yeah. Microfiche.
Oh, soundboard, Steven. Is that part of it?
It needs to be. We never did release the Zelda Rubinstein, Steven as Zelda Rubinstein soundboard.
Well, I don't know if we still have 10 patrons, so I don't know if we're contractually obligated to anymore. So,
no. Jamie, you gonna die, girl. You gonna die, girl. This town is clean.
Okay, I need some large, Arrow, if you're listening. Arrow, or I don't know, hell, Kino.
Hey,
help the Criterion Collection.
Yeah,
put out
why not
Anguish from 1987, yes. So all these people that I have been talking it up to can actually fucking see it,
including fucking me.
Yeah. Okay. So, boy, that was I can't say more.
No,
than that.
No
I'm
more,
sorry.
Brian. No more.
No more. But anyway,
we love Zelda Rubinstein in this podcast. Honestly, every other podcast should also love Zelda Rubinstein. If you don't, how dare you reevaluate your life choices? Because Zelda Rubinstein is a fucking national treasure.
Now, guys, what's the best way if we wanted to look up old newspaper articles on Zelda Rubinstein? Steven specifically, what would we use?
Well, Tucker, if I had to just maybe condense it down to one word, I would say microfiche.
There it is. Bravo.
We've got it. We've got it.
Isolated the audio, everybody. It's going on the soundboard. I don't know. Brett, how do you feel about microfiche?
Fucking stupid.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
We don't have a very large soundboard, Brian.
What was that in context to? Do you even remember?
I do remember, but I have to put this time code down because I'm going to have to put that in manually because for some reason it doesn't record the soundboard stuff. So we're at 1:12.
Unless we edit in the program, which Tucker does not because he's
not
very hipster
because I'm a bad dude. So what was the question?
What was the fucking stupid in reference to?
Oh yeah, I don't remember,
Please
but
don't
it was.
Tell me it was Casablanca because
that
episode made me upset.
He was not on that episode. No. Or was he on that episode?
I don't know.
I think he was the one who said he didn't. He really didn't like Casablanca, and that just broke my heart.
Yeah, we should have had him on that episode, Brian.
Go back and I was on that episode. That was my first episode ever as an official host.
But did you like Casablanca?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So wait, what was the original question? It wasn't do I like Casablanca?
No, it was what was Brett's fucking stupid in reference to? I don't remember. Yeah. It was. Go ahead.
I don't remember what it was, but I was editing. It was when I had a lot of time to edit, and I was really practicing my skills and making it so it sounded like we weren't talking over each other. Stuff I don't have time to do now. Sorry, but there was a time where I could do that. And I was doing that. I was separating, us talking and deleting things that didn't need to be there. And under his breath, while we're talking about something, Brett just mumbles, "Fucking stupid." And like I heard it barely, and I was like, wait. So I stopped it. I isolated his audio, went back, and there it was. I was like, ooh, I gotta get that.
And so it's literally the only original sound on our soundboard right now.
And that's the fun thing about it, is the fact that neither Steven or I heard it when he said it. It wasn't until like I took a deep dive into the mix that I noticed it. So
wow,
a hidden gem, really.
And it's like even when Brett's not able to be here, he's still with
dreaded
us.
Sundown from 1976.
Oh yeah,
a hidden gem.
There it is, buried under all the other stuff that happened around it. Yeah, no,
kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, Brett. How do you feel about the ending of the 2014 Town That Dreaded Sundown?
Fucking stupid.
Oh, you're giving me so much
I'm inclined to agree, man.
I do tend to agree with.
Do you want me to give you a little more work, Tucker? Since you're writing down time codes.
Damn it, no.
Okay, I won't.
I do want to say, completely switching gears here. The thing that really bothered me most about this movie, and it seems really superficial and silly, but it means a lot to me. As soon as the Phantom speaks, I'm like, nope, nah.
See, that didn't bother me.
Not for me. Because in the original, that was kind of the allure of the character. They didn't speak. It could be anybody. You could hear the breath. There was no talking, but in this one, like, I don't know, it didn't feel it made it too. It made him too human, you know. And in the original, he's just kind of presented as just this kind of force of evil, almost like
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, you know, not as extreme as that, but kind of a prototype of that character. And I don't know, as soon as he talks in this one, I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of kills it for me.
I don't know. I like the voice. I like the
fact that
the way that it's used.
They abandon it. Like, there's no reason to have it in the first place, because after the first like half an hour, Phantom does not speak. He speaks in 2 different occasions in the first 20 minutes. That's it. It doesn't need to be there. Again, so frustrating. That's why I keep using the term frustrating to describe this movie. I also that noise also describes how I feel about this movie.
Sometimes just a guttural reaction is all you need, really.
That's all you need. Yeah.
But yeah,
the ending interprets the groans of the heart.
That's
absolutely.
I don't know
for sure.
It came from the ether, Brian. It came from just the eternal spirit that resides within us all.
Sure. Okay.
We'll go with that. That thing that interprets the groans of the heart. That thing. No, I
believe that's the Holy Spirit, but it's been a while since I've read that section.
You and me both, Brian. You and me both.
Oh man. Any of my old church friends are listening to this. It's like, what happened to that guy?
Same.
I got cool, man.
I think most of mine have tapped out on this show, so I've never been cool, so I don't know what my excuse is, but yeah.
No. Anyway.
But no, that I feel like any final thoughts? Anyone have anything else just conclusive to say on the 2014 Town That Dreaded Sundown?
I think that my idea with this is its eyes are bigger than its stomach. Or you could put it as its ideas are bigger than its budget. But hey, I'm a Wes Craven fan, so I'm used to that.
You are. Yeah. I was going to say that is your bread and butter, Brian. See our previous episode on Wes Craven's Shocker for more of Brian's thoughts on Wes Craven.
That's a classic.
I liked Shocker a lot.
I like Shocker too.
The episode was a classic.
The episode was a classic.
Oh, I think so.
The movie's. I forgot.
Also, I like it. I agreed with most of what you guys had to say about it in that episode. So
yeah, I think it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
and Brian, you kind of tapped out on the other Wes Craven movie that we pitched to you.
What was
it? Cursed?
What?
It was Cursed.
Oh,
yeah,
it was Cursed.
Hey.
The look on your face.
I'm sorry.
No, I get it.
Oh man, it was like I could do it, but I don't know how I'm going to fit it in my schedule, and I don't think I like the movie
and
enough
also,
to,
I don't
to
want
change my schedule. So,
yeah.
Oh,
that's a movie I would like to have seen a director's cut on personally.
Yeah,
I don't think we will ever get that because of Weinstein and Craven. Also,
I know. I don't know if that footage even exists anymore.
Probably not. Harvey probably deleted it off of a hard drive before he assaulted somebody.
Right. Yeah. There's another Wes Craven movie out there that could have gotten a sequel. There are two, in fact. Deadly Friend and Swamp Thing.
I think it's on the list. Swamp Thing did get a sequel.
Swamp Thing got a sequel.
Oh, you did. It did. You're right. I forgot Jim Wynorski did his sequel.
Yes.
That's right.
But Deadly Friend, I think, is on the list, and we will absolutely. There's no one else I'm going to ask to be on that episode. I'm not going to do
that.
Huh?
I saw that. I said I feel like I saw that. That sounds really familiar, but I don't remember.
Is that the Amish one?
No, that's Deadly Blessing. Deadly Blessing is actually kind of good. Deadly Friend is kind of not.
Okay.
It is sort of a Frankenstein movie.
You do love Frankenstein movies.
I do.
That's like your monster of choice, if I'm not mistaken.
It is my monster of choice.
Shit, I have seen this movie, but I don't remember anything about it.
The thing that you will remember if you remember anything about it is Anne Ramsey getting hit in the face with a basketball and her head exploding.
Oh.
I'm in. Fuck it. I'm in.
Oh.
They basically made Craven put in some gore. Okay.
Yes.
If I got it, I got it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he put in.
Wild.
He was going to make a family film. Anyway, that's another episode.
We'll talk about it when we get.
This all comes from this interview I read where I was going through all these interviews with Craven, and someone asked him,
"Why would you do that, Brian?"
Would you? Oh, there are reasons, but he said, but he said in this interview. They asked him, do you think there would ever be because Freddie was big at that time. Do you think there would ever be a sequel to Deadly Friend? And his response was, sure, why not? So that's where my entire case for it being on this show.
You know what, Brian? We've done episodes with flimsier premises for sequels.
Yep.
So
all right.
We're in.
Yeah. Now, so as far as I know, it was never really seriously pursued.
Is the Serpent and the Rainbow on our list, Steven? I know, is there a good idea for a sequel? No, but if it had made enough money,
you can almost make that. I mean, that is the Brett Wright horror film argument, where any horror film, if it does well enough at the box office, they will force you to make a sequel. I mean, Paranormal Activity is kind of the benchmark of that kind of bullshit.
Sinister 2 is my least favorite example of that.
Oh God, yeah.
I've never seen Sinister 2, but the first Sinister is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sinister 2 has a scene involving rats that made me just physically ill.
Yeah, not in a good way like Willard.
No. It was anyway. We are on a tangent here.
That's what we do, Brian. That is the Disenfranchised Podcast. Hey,
good.
I'm trying to put us on a Serpent and the Rainbow tangent, but you guys are.
I would love to go on a Serpent and the Rainbow tangent.
Do it right now.
I do love that movie.
I bought books on hallucinogens so I could write about the Serpent and the Rainbow. It was actually quite fascinating.
You didn't decide to take hallucinogens yourself?
I'm tempted. Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind, is really interesting because he talks about mushrooms and he talks about LSD and stuff like that, and the effects it can have for mental health, for anxiety and depression and things of that nature. And it's actually very fascinating stuff. And so if it was ever could be safely and legally administered, I would be curious to try it.
I know there are some there's some mushrooms without the hallucinogenic effects that are legal, but I don't know if they're going to have the same effects.
Probably not. It's part of it is the hallucinations themselves.
Gotcha.
That are part of the process. So
Understood.
anyway, it's very
Cool.
fascinating stuff. And I think there's actually like a Netflix documentary based on it too. I haven't watched that, so I can't endorse it or not.
Fair.
But the book's great.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
This has been our segment on illicit drug use with Brian Keiper.
Which, the thing is, if you have ever, I mean, I just was talking, I don't even drink. I've never, I had half a cigar once. I've never smoked pot. I've never had any kind of drugs that weren't prescription. So I'm like, I am
Brian,
not
you
the
make
guy
me
to
look
talk about
wild.
any of this. I know and the thing is, I mean, it's like, I don't have any problems with people. It's just not for me.
Sure. No,
Is
fine.
what it comes down to. And so it's just, it's really, I don't know.
I mean, I've got friends like that too. Like it's, yeah.
So anyway.
No,
yeah.
Totally fair, man. Totally fair. Yeah.
Brought to you by the Serpent and the Rainbow.
Brought to you by the Serpent and the Rainbow. So the 2014 Town That Dreaded Sundown had a limited theatrical release after doing a very small circuit run or festival run in the earlier parts of the month of October 2014. Gets a very limited theatrical release on October 16th, 2014, before moving into VOD, probably even before the end of the month. It's on VOD very quickly. But the weekend box office in fact, there is on the numbers absolutely no box office to speak of for this film. It moved on to VOD so quickly. So opening the weekend that it comes out.
So
in
was it
2014,
just a limited release then, Steven?
Yes.
Like they never intended to.
I don't know that it. I think after its festival run, I think they kind of kiboshed any notion of a wide theatrical release for this film, which I would have at least liked them to try to find their audience, but
yeah, and I remember hearing about this film, but then I immediately just saw it at the video store, or not at the video store, but on streaming. It was on Prime.
Yeah,
and I had no idea there was even a theatrical release.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, when the original was coming out, a movie could make its rounds in different regions in the theater, but it's just not the case anymore at all. Right. I mean, if it doesn't make $100 million in the first weekend, it's not going to do anything. Correct. And that's a shame, I think. I really wish that movies had time to breathe in the theaters.
Agreed. But I think it could have found an audience. Yeah. I really do feel like it could have found an audience if it had.
Yeah. I also don't understand why Netflix hates money so much and is refusing to release Frankenstein except on a very limited theatrical run. The closest showing to me is well over an hour away. And
living just outside of Chicago, I feel very fortunate because there is a very good chance I could find somewhere to watch that. But
yeah. I mean, just from an attention standpoint, I really like seeing movies in theaters because I can't look at my phone. I can't,
You're locked in.
Get distracted by my dog or my family or whatever. But in a theater, it's just like you're there, you're locked in. And so I really like that experience. I know a lot of people don't, but for me, it's sort of like it's a semi-sacred experience, I guess. Still, and I would love for it to continue. So Netflix stop being stupid and enjoy money. By releasing some of your bigger name movies in theaters, you will make money.
If you're going to make movies like that, why not? People are going to come see it. I know,
it doesn't make any sense.
There's no logic to it. No logic.
No, it literally, because film is not an art form to Netflix, it's content. It's just another thing that they can put out to make money. So the faster they can get it onto the streaming service, the faster they can start making money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they showed that K-pop Demon Hunters in the theater for like a week, and it made a fucking shit ton of money. Right. And they're like, oh, we're pulling it out again, and it's just going to be on Netflix. Why? You can't make more money from getting more subscribers. All you can do is charge them more for it. It's so
which is
stupid.
what they do.
I know, and so I don't understand their business model at all. I don't understand why they're so opposed to physical media and theatrical release, because they would make money doing it.
It's the same. It's the Disney fucking thing, and now Disney's they're pretty much putting the kibosh on any and all physical media releases anymore.
Yeah.
And everything's going like everything goes from theaters to their streaming platform, and it stays. It's the Disney Vault thing.
Yeah.
Like if we make it scarce, that'll create a demand, so that when we do release it, those greedy little piggies will gobble it up because we've got something they want. That's all it is.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about Netflix
Brian.
that comes up often. I feel like I say that too often. One of these days, they're going to hear me.
We know Ted Sarandis is a big listener to this podcast. So
He's
Ted,
a huge fan. Yeah,
big fan. Writes us all the time, and we refuse to have him on until he listens to
the
Brian
NDA,
Keiper.
We can't. We signed the NDA, so
we should probably bleep all this. Opening at number 1 the weekend of October 17th, 2014. A brand new film. It's called Fury. I think this is the one with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, it's like a war thing.
Soldiers.
Oh, that movie.
That movie,
God,
yeah.
I never saw that. I never saw it.
I thought that was a Netflix movie.
Mm-mm.
Well,
really?
Brad Pitt made another like soldier movie that I think went direct to one of the streamers, but I don't think it was Fury. I think that's the David Ayer movie, the one he did like right before Suicide Squad.
Sure, I think that. Yeah, sure.
Number 2, speaking of David Fincher, in its third weekend down from number 1 the week before, a little movie called Gone Girl.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a good movie.
I still haven't seen that one. That's one of the holes in my David Fincher filmography.
It's a Sunday afternoon kind of movie.
100%. And honestly, the best application of Tyler Perry in a film ever.
All right. Well, there we go.
So don't let the fact that he is in it deter you, because he is perfectly executed. And at no point is he dressed like a large woman.
Okay. I do trust
Spoilers, I guess.
Mr. Fincher. I do.
And Mr. Perry.
Yes. And Mr. Perry. I do. Medea.
Can do no wrong.
Yeah. I've never seen a single one of those movies.
I've seen more than I care to, because my ex was a big fan.
No.
Really?
Red flag, Stephen. Red flag.
I have not heard great things, but hey, I'm glad people like them.
Yeah.
One of the first big arguments we had as a couple was when she took me to go see Medea's Witness Protection in theaters.
Oh no. Oh
okay.
No. The trauma.
The less said about that, the better.
Sorry.
I'm moving on.
Sorry,
moving on. Number 3. What was number 3?
To date, the only Medea film I've seen in theaters. The Book of Life at number 3. Animated film. Not to be confused with the Terrence Malick film Tree of Life.
That's what I was
a much
thinking
better
too.
Movie. Right.
Well, I'm a big fan of Tree of Life. It's one of those movies I only saw once, but it affected me so deeply that I've never been able to bring myself to watch it again, because I don't want to tarnish my original viewing.
I have the Criterion Blu-ray on that shelf, and I have not revisited it, because again, it's just such a perfect object of a movie.
Yeah.
But no, Book of Life, animated film with Diego Luna, Zoe Saldana, Channing Tatum, Ice Cube, Ron Perlman, Christina Applegate, Cheech Marin, Placido Domingo is in this thing. Cool. Damn.
I have no clue what this is.
It's an animated film. I think it's kind of like maybe Coco adjacent. Let me pull it up on IMDb here and see.
Oh, I don't know if it's that important.
No, it is that important. We're fucking doing a tangent. Manolo, a young man who is torn between fulfilling the expectations of his family and following his heart, embarks on an adventure that spans 3 fantastic worlds where he must face his greatest fears. From producer Guillermo del Toro and director Jorge Gutierrez.
Neat.
The poster does look very Coco-ish.
It does. Like, so I mean, including the guy with the guitar on his back and like the skulls, like the Day of the Dead imagery, like it feels very Coco adjacent, but
No.
I've not seen it, so I don't know for sure. I can tell you it is currently streaming on Disney Plus, Hulu, and Peacock.
Letterboxd seems to like it.
Okay. But how many of those are meme reviews, Brian?
Oh, I don't know. Good call.
At fourth place, a movie that we cannot cover on this podcast because it got a sequel earlier this year, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
I got a sequel?
And
I thought that was a remake because it's a different cast.
It's a different cast, but Wikipedia has it listed as a sequel.
And they're not...
Because we all know sequels always have to have the same cast, Tucker.
They're a different family, though.
Yeah, but so are the families in Home Alone's 3 through 5. And yet those are all sequels.
All right, you got me there.
I'm just saying. In fifth place, also new this week, something called The Best of Me, which is a movie with Michelle Monaghan and James Marsden that I have never heard of and therefore probably does not exist.
Oh no!
Definitely. What if there was the best of you?
What if there was the best of me? In rounding out the top 10, at number 6, future episode of this podcast, down from 2 to 6 in its second weekend, a little movie called Dracula Untold.
That's a harsh fall.
Covering that.
It's a steep plum.
You want us to save that one for you, Brian? Want us to put a little flag in that one for you?
Well, if Dracula 2000 hadn't got a sequel, I'd be with you. But,
that whole trilogy, though, like...
Yeah. Patrick Lussier,
movies.
Wes Craven's editor. Yeah.
Wes Craven produced.
Yeah, I kind of had fun with those. Dracula Untold, I do not think I've ever seen.
Someone with, I think, Luke Wilson. Not Luke Wilson. Luke Evans. Luke Evans.
There's no reason to, really.
In seventh place, The Judge. What If There Was a Judge? The movie that got Robert Duvall his most recent Oscar nomination. And Robert Downey Jr. Derision.
I was going to say, is that the one with Robert Downey Jr.? That's really good. Have you seen that?
I have not.
That's really good. I went into it blind. I had no idea what it was. I think I watched it on an airplane. I had no idea what it was, and
seems like the kind of movie that might benefit from an airplane viewing.
Going in blind, yeah, completely.
The Judge.
The Judge.
Yeah.
The Judge. You see, I just pictured Fred Gwynn in My Cousin Vinny.
I'm sorry, the Utes.
Yeah, the two Utes.
What is a Ute?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The two youths. Anyway.
Fred Gwynn and Edward Herrmann, who was in this movie, also played Herman Munster in a made-for-TV Munsters movie. So
we've mentioned that before, I think. Yeah,
you have. Yeah. In eighth place, a little movie called Annabelle. About a killer doll from a closet somewhere. In ninth place, The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington.
All right.
And in 10th place, a movie I recently watched, the final entry of the franchise without having seen the second one or the first one since it came out, The Maze Runner.
Oh.
I never saw any of those.
Neat.
For our third anniversary, my partner and I decided we were going to watch third entries in film franchises. To celebrate our third anniversary, and our second the second movie that came up in our randomizer was The Maze Runner 3: The Death Cure.
2014, I was watching a lot of children's movies because my children were 4, 6, and 8. Gotcha. So I didn't
lots of Zootopia.
Yeah, I indeed was. I did not watch the teenagery movies that were coming out at the time because I didn't have to.
But you probably saw our number 12 movie, The Box Trolls. Number 12 of the box.
Oh, I didn't actually.
No,
that
kind of looks interesting.
Yeah, I think that is.
I was going to say that's a George Lucas produced film.
Is that Laika? I thought that was Laika.
It might be Laika. I'm gonna Google it here real quick. Hang on.
Oh shit, he gonna Google it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is everyone's favorite segment of the podcast, Stephen Google Shit Live. It is a Leica
Research
film.
on the fly.
Okay.
Yes.
Loosely
That
based on
makes
the
me-
2005 novel Here Be Monsters.
Hey.
Okay, I would be curious. I think Leica's got some really good stuff a lot of times. So
agreed.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it could be worth taking a look at.
With the exception of Missing Link, I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one.
It's
They did Paranorman, right?
yes, which I love.
I
that
like
one
that
made
one.
Paranorman
that one made
is
my
fantastic.
that one made my personal top 25 of the last 25 years when we did that for Pod and Pendulum recently.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
That's a great movie.
Agreed. The tomatometer score for The Town That Dreaded Sundown 2014 is a 66%. The critics' consensus.
That's a surprise.
It may occasionally mistake more gore for genuine terror, but The Town That Dreaded Sundown is just stylish and clever enough to justify this second stab at the source material.
Almost. Like, I'm almost with you there on that one. Almost.
The Metascore is a whopping 47 based on mixed-er average reviews from five, count 'em, 5 critics. And the Letterboxd score, Tucker, would you care to take a stab, pun intended, at the Letterboxd score for The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
I think that there's no memes, there's no jokes with this one really. So I think the reviews are going to be pretty honest, and I think it's going to be between a 2.7 and 3.2.
You just got there, 2.7.
Yes, I still got it.
You still got it. Brian, as our guest, how many stars are you giving to the 2014 remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
So I thought a lot about this because this is important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of between a 3 and a 3.5, and I ended up liking it enough to give it a 3.5.
There you go.
Okay.
Tucker, what about you?
This is a 2 for me. I feel like it would be higher if I weren't so precious about the original.
Yeah,
maybe
because
a 2.5.
My disappointment in it is a big factor in how little I enjoy it, because I can recognize the cool stuff that happens in it, but the fact that I'm just so disappointed in it, like,
that is almost
those.
exactly the way I feel about Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Oh,
I haven't seen it because I know I'm going to feel that way about it. I refuse to watch it. Like, it's right there. I could watch it on like whatever it's streaming on, but I won't, because I know I'm going to be disappointed.
And I had fun with it.
The way you described that was like that, because I was like, maybe I would like it more if I'm not so precious about the Herzog and the original and Shadow the Vampire. But it's just like I found it so frustrating. The way you described it was like, that's like exactly the way I feel about Nosferatu. So I get you, man. Yes. I get it.
I'm going to be very honest with you, Brian, and I don't want you to feel bad about what I'm about to say. Your reaction to the Robert Eggers Nosferatu is the reason I didn't go see it in theaters.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel terrible.
No, I don't want you to feel that way, because when I came to it when we talked about it for Pod and Pendulum, the Pod and Pendulum Patreon, and I loved it. I had a great time, and it wasn't like, oh, I wish I'd have seen this in theaters. I was just like, that was fun. I don't know what Brian's talking about.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's the thing. I mean, I feel like I made my case in that episode as best I could, and I tried to be respectful, especially Ari loves that movie.
Loved it, yeah.
Yeah, and you enjoyed it, you said. So I was like,
I was the lukewarm water between your fire and ice. Yeah.
Exactly. And my favorite,
the Derek Smalls reference. to your Nigel Tufnell and her Michael St. Hubbins. David St. Hubbins, that's right. Yeah. Yes. Michael McKean is the actor. David St. Hubbins is the character. Yeah. I still haven't seen the second Spinal Tap either. I want to.
That's okay.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I had a good enough time. I smiled a
That's
lot.
kind of the
I laughed.
consensus I've heard. Yeah,
It's a softer, gentler Spinal Tap.
I really enjoyed the promotional stuff they've been doing.
Yeah, the
With
promotional
interviews and
stuff
stuff
was fantastic.
in character. My favorite thing
Yeah.
was Amoeba, the record store, does What's in My Bag with like bands and actors and stuff, and they did one with Michael McKean and Christopher Guest in character. But the selections, the things they picked out, you could tell, even though they were in character, you could tell like it was they enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was quite an experience. I've really like, even if the
Yeah.
movie isn't that good, I've really enjoyed the whole press tour and everything that
Yeah.
they've been on, like all in character.
They've been playing those characters for so long that it's kind of like it's almost like a second self to them at this point. Like they can just slide right in and out of it.
And it's like tendrils of the film. Like they even did like a Guitar World interview that I read, and like it's not just YouTube videos. Like, I don't know. It was really impressive the amount of stuff that they did on that to really. I think when I see the movie, it'll feel more fleshed out because of that.
I think you're right. You know, but I gotta say, I liked the movie well enough. I mean, I've actually said that to people. I laughed a lot and I smiled a lot, and it was enjoyable. You know, the original was made by starving young angry artists. The new one is content fat old men, and they're you know, that's the difference. They're just having a good time, and you
having
can
a
tell.
laugh with their pals.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very pleasant experience. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a pleasant experience.
I do look forward to it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Same. One of a handful of movies that I'm still really looking forward to seeing this year. So,
I meant to go see it at the theater, but I was kind of perplexed by the fact that it came out on IMAX.
That is
like, why was it playing
I'm
on
not
IMAX?
sure why of that. Because
like, cool, but also why?
Well, there's one reason I can think of, but I don't want to spoil it.
Does it have anything to do with a large rock formation in England?
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's literally the only reason I can think of to see it in IMAX, though.
The children of Stonehenge.
One of my favorite lines in a film, in a comedy, is the "Where are they now?" and "Where would they be if they were here with us tonight?"
So funny.
Because it's played as so profound, but the answer you've answered it in the question. The answer's in the question. Where would they be if they were here with us tonight? They'd be right here, dummy.
For me, it's I, for one, do not think the problem was that the band was down. I think the problem may have been that there was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. Anyway, that's my...
You can't really dust for vomit, Brian. That's
I mean, I can literally every line of that movie is... And so I got to see that theatrically with my son. He was seeing it for the first time. We saw it theatrically, and it was a small crowd, but everyone was like really into it.
I love that.
And I was like, is he gonna like this at all? He loved it. And you know, we were leaving the theater and these two guys were wearing, you know, like rib cage t-shirts, and I said, no, that's your exact inner structure, right? And he starts going. He's like, you know, so I sleep in it sometimes. It was fantastic. It was
God.
That's a movie that should have a Rocky Horror Picture Show type of community.
Call and response.
You know?
I use none more adjective all the time when I'm explaining like when I'm explaining something that's just like extreme, like it's just none more this, and no one ever gets it. But I will just throw it into random conversation. It's one of my most used movie references.
From this conversation, it kind of makes me sad that Spinal Tap got a sequel, because it would just be like, let's just talk about Spinal Tap.
It would 100%. Here's the thing: we can probably cover Spinal Tap 2 on Unenfranchised sometime behind the paywall. But
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Because I don't think we're gonna get another. It's kind of like Blues Brothers 2000. So. Like we've gotten all we're getting out of these guys from this.
Well, I feel like Spinal Tap 2 came out pretty much as late as it possibly could have.
Agreed.
Like if they hadn't done it now, I don't think it
they
would have
weren't
happened.
going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it exists. I'm just bummed we can't cover it, honestly.
And because as spry as these guys are, they're still all like literally 80 years old.
Yeah.
And you can tell every time Harry Shearer voices any character on The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's true.
Those years all come rolling out. Yeah, it's pretty evident. All those guys are getting a little too old to be doing it. Julie Kavner especially is.
Julie Kavner sounds so different now.
She does. She could probably just be Marge without doing any affect to her voice at this point. She's probably shredded her vocal cords to such a degree.
I'm sure.
But that having been said, Brian, thank you so much for coming back and joining us. It has been far too long. Let us not make it so long next time.
That would rule. I would love to come back on anytime. I've
got a few episodes that I have you down for, and I may have to prioritize a few of those in the coming months. So,
okay. I would love to. I'd love to. And, hey, I know I'm kind of the horror guy, but, I contain multitudes, as I like to say.
Follow That Bird and Commando being two prime examples there. Not horror films, but yeah.
And I said this off air, but I really do mean it. I think probably my most memorable experience of podcasting, and one of the most joyful I've ever had, frankly, was talking with you guys about Follow That Bird, because
such a fun episode.
I remember just having the shittiest day and not really being up for it. And you guys, we were like by the end just laughing on the verge of, I think we were on the verge of like nostalgia tears,
100%,
all of us, so truly one of the really memorable and special occasions of podcasting in my life. So
awesome.
Hey, I appreciate it.
That means a lot, Brian. And you're a man who does his fair share of podcasting. Speaking of which, what have you got cooking right now? What are you writing? What podcasts are you working on? Give us a little insight behind the mind of Brian Keiper in these times.
Yes. Well, I have been guesting on Schlock and Awe a fair amount recently with Lindsay Wilkins. I love the name of that podcast, by the way.
So great.
She's a lot of fun to talk to, and I just like pitch out weird ideas, and she's like, yeah, let's do it. So one day, so recently I have done with on Schlock and Awe, Paddington 3, Paddington in Peru, with Aguirre, the Wrath of God.
That's a double feature.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a double feature.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Magnolia and
one of your all-time favorite movies.
One of my favorite movies, along
Magnolia
with
and what?
Frogs. The movie with Ray Milland and Sam Elliott. Literally one of the dumbest movies you could possibly imagine.
See, when you said Frogs originally, I thought you were talking about the one with Shelley Duvall and Paul Williams and Elliot Gould is the one I thought you were talking about, but that is not the one that I have seen. The same.
What makes this double feature makes sense. I see you.
Yeah. Well, I was watching Frogs and went, this would make got to the end and I was like, this would make a great double feature with Magnolia.
Now, do you play Frogs first or Magnolia first?
I think we did Frogs first because Magnolia just had a lot more to talk about. Though I would have probably preferred to do it the other way, but
I would say I think the other way would be interesting because
of where Magnolia ends. Yes.
Yes, and then you just have this silly like frog invasion movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
I think that
it wasn't up to me.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. And then most recently, just this month, I talked with her about Scream 4, my beloved Scream 4.
It's the best one. It's the best one.
What? With you. You agree with me on
Yes.
Wow.
Scream 4 is the best Scream movie.
No one agrees with me on that point, but
did we just become best friends?
You just witnessed a lifelong friend bond happening right here.
Indeed. And we paired that with Ingrid Goes West, so we had a couple of great sort of let's hate social media together movies.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm sure I'll be pitching her some weird ideas in the future, and she'll say,
if
sure.
anyone can do it, Brian,
yeah,
it's you.
Yeah, I believe in me. And then recently on Bloody Disgusting, I'm having kind of a busy month. I just had a piece drop that is my opinion, the best Frankenstein movies of each decade, going back to 1910 all the way up to the 2020s. So that's 12 decades of movies.
And you talk about De Niro. You talk about De Niro.
Didn't no. He's an honorable mention.
Really? He was a monster. You said it was all the
best Frankenstein movies. I do
not
not
the best portrayals of Frankenstein.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
I do not like that
Tucker,
movie.
It's so weird
the
because
one who does.
We are suddenly not friends anymore.
No, that's okay. We were on the same wavelength for so long there, and then all of a sudden,
I
back to square one.
I know, man. I know. I recently rewatched it for my series that I'm doing on Manor Vellum on Frankenstein. All the Frankenstein movies I can possibly see, and writing about them all, and that one did not hold up for me. It was.
I haven't seen it in about 5 years.
With the exception of De Niro's portrayal, I think De Niro is actually doing something. But for everyone else, it's like they're acting, and it's a movie, and they're grabbing each other's lapels and screaming in each other's faces and going, "What are you doing?" You know, that's what.
Remember, this is a talkie, so I need everyone to be experiencing the full range of human emotion in every scene.
Exactly. Yes. I believe that was I read your Letterboxd review of that movie and went, yeah, he's right. That's exactly how I feel about this. So anyway,
I haven't seen it since 2020.
I'm actually really, really proud of the write-up I did in my series about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, though.
I'm 100% linking that in our show notes for sure.
Yeah.
Please do, because I'm interested in it for sure.
Yeah. So that was part of, I did so far. I've done I'm on my 10th installment of the Frankenstein series. Going back to prototype movies from early cinema, and then individual pieces, of course, of Frankenstein, and then from 31, and then I did all the Hammer movies. I did all the rest of the Universal movies. I did what I call the weirdos, which are just kind of strange movies of the 40s and 50s and 60s that were just sort of Frankenstein movies, things like The Brain That Wouldn't Die, and crazy stuff like that. And then I did a section that I called Reclamation, which was like getting back to the source material. So you have, Frankenstein, the True Story, and of course, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was included in that. So I'm working on parodies right now. I did Abbott and Costello up to just before Young Frankenstein, and then I did a piece solely devoted to Young Frankenstein, and I'm working on the section that goes from the 1974 post Young Frankenstein all the way up to the 2000 that I'm going to do a separate thing for the rest. Lisa Frankenstein will be later because things get going together. Anyway, that's a long way to talk about my my Frankenstein article. It's Frankenstein series that I'm quite proud of. And then Bloody Disgusting, I've got things coming up. So you can keep an eye on that. And the thing that I'm cooking up the most in the podcast world is my friend Patrick Brennan and I, fellow writer, are doing a podcast together called Holy Terrors, which looks at horror movies through the lens of faith, religion, and spirituality. So we have
most anticipated podcast of the next year for sure.
That's I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate that. So what we're doing is we're banking some episodes, getting things ready. We've recorded things on The Burbs. We've recorded things on Heretic from 2024. We've recorded on The Prophecy from 1995, starring Christopher Walken, which is a movie I saw. And
I am the Archangel, Gabriel.
Yeah, that's a wild one. So Kill List. We're trying to keep things on everyone on their toes for what we're doing. So that's coming up. We're hoping to pitch to a network after the Halloween season here, and hopefully we'll be launching by the beginning of the year. So we will, fingers crossed that we're able to get with a network and really get the word out on it, because we're really happy with where it's going. And
yes, listeners, I have been tapped for an episode.
Yes, you have. Shit. Holy Terrors.
Okay.
So we will hopefully be launching before too long. And if you want to keep up on that launch, you can follow me at Brian Waves 42.
Everywhere you get your social medias.
Indeed. Yeah, it's literally my handle absolutely everywhere. So it makes it easy to remember.
Absolutely.
So it's good to have a stupid handle, everyone. No one else does. Hey-o.
You sure you wouldn't rather have your handle just be your first and last name?
It was at one point, and then I was like, that feels weird. And so I changed it back.
Yep. I remember those times. Yeah. Brian, always a pleasure. You are welcome back literally anytime. So anytime you want to throw something at us, let us know, and I'll squeeze you in 100%.
Sounds good.
And I have you down for like 3 or 4 different episodes, so I'll start trying to get those on the schedule sooner than later. So
soon, hopefully, yeah.
There was a time when I just handed Brian the list, and he's like, "Ooh, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one." I'm like, "All right, penciling you in, bud." So,
yeah, I know things are a little busy, so I mean, just making it work is sometimes a challenge for everybody. But yeah, right. Sounds like I would love to. I really enjoyed talking to both y'all. This is fun.
Absolutely. And Brett, when we can get him. Sometimes Brett. We love that guy. Brett, we love you, buddy. This is the Disenfranchised Podcast. You can find us on a few forms of social media. I think we're on Bluesky, Letterboxd, and YouTube right now. And I think that's it. At Disenfranch Pod. You can shoot us an email, disenfranchpod@gmail.com. Let us know how we're doing. Maybe hear your thoughts read here on the podcast. Leave us a rating and review, please and thank you, on your podcatcher of choice, especially if that podcatcher is Apple Podcasts or Spotify. A 5-star rating and review goes a long way to helping us find more people like you. And we think you're pretty great. So more people like you would be even greater. Be sure to shoot us those. And if you want to support us, additionally, you can head on over to patreon.com/disenfranchpod, where for absolutely no money whatsoever, you can join the official conversation of the Disenfranchised Podcast, get the main feed episodes dropped directly into your Patreon feed, and get onto the Patreon website or app and comment directly to us. Tucker and I usually are pretty good about responding, mostly Tucker. But we can respond there. That's the number one place to get in touch with us these days. Or for just $5 a month, you can get access to our extensive back catalog of bonus content, including an episode of Unenfranchised on Scream 4 with the great Brian Keiper.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's there. It is there.
It's like, I do remember that. Yep.
That was indeed my first chance to talk about Scream 4 on a podcast.
And we kind of ruined it for him, let's be honest. He's had to do it several more times since because we were unsatisfying in that regard. But hey, it worked out well for him. $5 a month, patreon.com/disenfranchpod. I'm your host. I'm Stephen Foxworthy. Hi, hello, it's me. You can find me on Letterboxd and Bluesky. That's it at I update that too, but I'm at Chewy Walrus. I'm at Chewy Walrus. Chewy like the granola bar, walrus like the tusked mammal.
There you go.
Don't find Brett Wright on. Oh, I should also mention my other podcast. Sorry, Wells University, where my friend Hope Stow and I, my friend Hope Stow and I,
she is your hope.
Your
she is
only
my
hope.
For sure.
My only hope, for sure.
Yeah.
We talk about the life and work of Orson Welles. We've been on a bit of a sabbatical because my life has been insane. But we're going to be picking up the baton and running with it here very, very soon. And talking about Voodoo Macbeth one of these days. It's going to happen. I just don't know when.
We're getting there.
We will get there. That's honestly a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting back into that with her because that's just always a joy. Don't follow Brett Wright on social media. He doesn't like it when you do that, so stop it.
I don't like it.
If you're doing it now, unfollow him. Stop
Knock it off. Go home.
Give the man his privacy during this trying time.
It's over. Go home.
We ask that you would respect our privacy during this time. And by us, I mean Brett. But hey, Tucker, where can we find you on socials these days?
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Ice909. That's ICENINE, the number 0 and the number 9. Also, Tuck Mugs exists, as I say every week. Tuck_mugs. It's been a couple weeks since there's been an update, but there have been a lot more consistent updates as of late.
I actually was with you when you purchased a mug very recently, so I'm hoping that will make its Tuck Mugs premiere very soon.
Am I going to do the Rise and Shine?
I think you should do the ubiquitous Rise and Shine.
Girl, you got to help me with that, though.
Okay.
Can we collaborate on that post?
I don't see why not.
Former social media manager.
Oh, are we actually revealing that now?
Hey, we're revealing it. It's happening right now.
For years there was
252.
There was a bit wherein 251 now because we did a rewind last week.
Oh shit, you're right. My bad.
I am right. Where we did where I was basically Tucker would send me mugs and I would post them on the Tuck Mugs website. I guess that's all he had to say about. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yep. Sorry about that. Do I need to timestamp that?
I mean, you might want to. The recording didn't stop though. That's kind
is it
impressive.
Funny though? Is my question.
I'll let you listen to it and decide. Quite
frankly,
I don't want to make
cool.
that.
Where we at?
I don't want to make that. Where I would basically act as his social media manager for Tuck Mugs, and then he would get on the podcast and just badmouth his social media manager, and
sometimes overly praise. I mean, it was kind of a bit that went both ways, really.
It was a very mixed bag. But then at some point he basically said, "Hey, can I just take this over and do this myself? I think I'm ready to do this myself." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, have at it, go for it." So yeah. Tucker is now in full control of Tuck Mugs, as it should be.
Full control. Yeah. Big lore drop for anybody
there it is.
Ready for it. I don't think anybody was.
Finally admitted it. No.
Wow.
I wasn't ready for it, quite frankly. And I lived it.
Tuck_mugs, as I say. Anybody can enjoy Tuck Mugs. It's just mugs with liquids in them. There's no reason to talk about anything else on Tuck Mugs. We can all come together and just save the human race and shit.
Not to put too fine a point on it, really.
No. The mugs will bring us together. We will find a common ground in the drinking facilitators. It is mugs. It is pint glasses. It is shot glasses. It's all things that hold liquid.
Once upon a time, I posted my Gizmo Tiki mug on there.
You've posted a few things, Stephen.
And then I posted my my Gremlins coffee mug full of eggnog and alcohol, and along with my Gizmo. That looks like the perfect mug post? For a Tuck Mug. I think Brian, send some pictures and do a write-up over to Tucker, and he will absolutely post that.
That's the thing. That's the thing about Tuck Mugs is not only, Brian, are you invited to submit that mug to Tuck Mugs, because I will post the shit out of that. All you have to do
we'll tag you in it and everything.
Is get pictures of all sides of it. Tell us the origin of it, what it means to you, what it's whole story is, what its whole thing is, and then tell us what's in it, It's easy. It's simple.
You might want to put
Mom
something
got
in it first.
To me last Christmas.
Yeah.
My mom gave it to me. Last
Don't
Christmas.
spoil it.
I don't
Come on,
remember, man.
Come
I don't
on,
remember.
man.
Lord drop.
You'll figure it out.
I don't know.
You'll
I
figure it out.
put pens in it sometimes.
There you go.
That's
Put some pens
That
in it.
works.
Take a picture of it with pens in it.
It doesn't have
There
to
we
be
go.
a liquid in it.
I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
we've ever had. I don't think we've ever had a pen mug on Tuck Mugs before.
No.
Well, I usually
I'm
put
into
them
it,
in my
though.
shining mug that's right next to it. All work and no
Ooh.
play makes Jack
Wait,
a dull boy. That's
Another Tuck Mug submission? You're
Another
killing
I
me.
was
Tuck
gonna
mug,
say.
yeah.
You're killing
Brian's
me.
just pulling out all the Tuck Mug stops here.
I'm gonna have to stagger these. There's so many.
We've
Oh.
seen the friendship come back around full circle. They've gone from
we
friends
have.
to enemies back to
Really?
friends again. They've come all the way
Finally.
back around on it.
Yeah,
It's a good feeling.
it is indeed.
Oh,
I'm
man.
getting loopy.
We all are. It's time to put this shit to bed. This has been such a fun episode, Brian. Again, you're amazing. You're always so great to come on. Thank you again so much for joining us to talk about the 2014 remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown. This has been the Disenfranchised Podcast for my co-host Tucker, the absent Brett Wright, and the very present, very special guest, Brian Keiper. Until next time, I just want to point out that every house around here is a damn farmhouse, and something has got to be done. Also, Gary Cole was having the best time right before he got shot in the eye. Like, the best time.
He had that
I don't think anyone's had
the gun. He didn't even want the gun, Steven.
No, he
He just
wanted
wanted
what
the
he
beer.
had, but a
Just
beer at the
wanted
same time.
Yeah.
Like, he was gilding the little. All he needed to do was turn on the TV, and he would have gone full Costanza.
And
Full
what
Costanza.
man doesn't want that?
Right?
Really?